Welcome everyone to the Everything Show, episode 602. I'm your host, Matrix Lloyd 212, and I'm with Chris. What's up, Chris?
Hi, what's up?
Okay, so we heard on the Facebook thing that all the reviews are coming in, right, Chris? And
Yes, they
most of
are.
them are for Batman versus Superman. And most of them are, can you guess it? Negative. Most of the reviews of Batman versus Superman are negative. So there was this post on Facebook with Screen Rant or something, and they were talking about Zack Snyder mentioning about Star Wars: The Force Awakens, and he's like, "You read that? You know what he said, right, Chris?"
Yeah, I didn't even read the article because as soon as I saw what he said, I'd seen other people commenting on it and stuff.
Right.
And, in my opinion, he's right. Yeah, there was more destruction in The Force Awakens than there was in Man of Steel. However, the reasons for the destruction are two very different reasons. And, to this day, I will still say that Man of Steel should not, Superman wouldn't have fought him in the city like that. Only if he was, bogged down so much. Like, I know he fought Doomsday in the city, but even in the film where Superman dies, the cartoon, and in the comics and stuff, there wasn't that much destruction as compared to Man of Steel. Yes, there were planets destroyed in Force Awakens, but that's what the Empire and that's what the First Order do.
Right.
Superman doesn't do that.
I feel now somebody started fighting with me on Facebook about this, but I have to say it in my own way. That's gonna basically, it may be dickish what I'm about to say, and it may be like I'm schooling and kind of really ripping on this, but so Zack Snyder. So here's the thing, right? He mentions Star Wars. Okay, what's the name of the title? Wars, right?
Mm.
What fucking movie that you see that's about war? Do you see that there's no fucking deaths and no damage?
Well,
Okay,
yeah.
we're going to common fucking sense. We're going to see Star Wars. Okay, if you think they're gonna fucking dance a tutu with the ballerina and if nothing's gonna happen, it's a war movie in space. It's Star Wars. Captain fucking obvious, self-explanatory. Okay, you're gonna have billions of deaths. You're gonna have deaths. It could be thousands, could be 100, could be millions. It's a fucking war. Okay, so that comparison to Man of Steel is not a fucking war with the Earth versus aliens. This is fucking a Superman movie, okay? So, no, if you're Superman, you would lure the fucking villains to the Fortress of Solitude or fucking whatever. You wouldn't be like, let's just fuck it. Because obviously when he's fighting the girl and he's fighting Zod, he's not fucking paying attention to what's going on around him. And everybody's getting fucked up and killed and everything. So, I'm sorry, but he tried to deflect and cause a little negative thing for Star Wars in a way, but the context of what he said makes absolutely no fucking sense. Because we're not going to see a war movie. We're going to see a fucking Superman movie. And if you judge every single Superman movie that's ever been out to this one, this is fucking ridiculous. This is like if I would have seen this shit in the 80s or whatever, my father would have been like, oh my God, snapped his neck, Jesus. I would have been allowed to see that shit probably. So the father dies. That's ridiculous. And snapping the neck and then the people dying in buildings and Perry White, people screaming. It's like 9/11. Dust all over you, crazy. So I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but he shouldn't be. To me, I was explaining it to Sharon, Chris, and I said it's like this is what he did, Zack Snyder, when he was a child. He's in the fucking schoolyard with his Batman and Superman figure. And he's talking about Superman's, I'm going to kill you. When you bleed, I'll make you bleed. And this is what he fucking did in the movie. Has nothing, it's like he had no knowledge of any fucking character. And the way they fucking talk to each other is foreign. And the way the fucking Lex Luthor acts or looks, it's like, who the fuck is that? And that's Lex Luthor. You're like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
So this is someone that just really looked at the footnotes, but not really, because I know he's a comic book fan.
Yeah.
He's like that fanboy. Like, what if Spider-Man killed Aunt May? What if it's like Cyclops killed Professor X? No, asshole. There is no what if. You don't do shit like that. So go ahead. I'm sorry. That was my
No, you're good. I just want to say too. You know, I think the Rotten Tomatoes score is going to go up when the movie comes out because the movie's yet to come out, and I think it's going to go up, obviously. However, I've watched 3 reviews now of people that I trust, and now this is the thing. I only listen to reviewers that I agree with. Like if I agree with a lot of movies, if I have a similar or the same opinion as a lot of movies or as a lot of these reviewers on a lot of movies, I tend to listen to what they say. I'll still go see a movie to form my own opinion, but I'll keep in mind what they said and see if I agree with what they said. I'm not going to see this movie, obviously, because this is what I would, basically everything I thought was going to happen. I didn't think the reviews were going to be like this, but everything they're saying in the reviews are things that I thought were going to happen in the movie. There's a pattern here that I'm seeing with this movie. They're saying very similar things, the 3 reviewers that I watch. They said that Ben Affleck was great. They said that Gal Gadot was pretty good. And that Doomsday was horrible. They're also saying that Jeremy Irons was really good. And the big thing for me is they're saying that this movie is an absolute mess. They said that it starts out, it's disjointed, things happen that just happened to set up Justice League. They said that the setup for Justice League is terrible. Apparently, it's just there's a thing that gets it going, and they're like, it was so lazy that it just. They said that the fight between Batman versus Superman was really good, but they said that it wasn't upgraded from Man of Steel. Like nothing. You can't look at this and say, oh, this is a better movie than Man of Steel. One of the reviewers actually said Man of Steel was a better movie.
Wow.
And then this is the thing I want to talk about. And the reviewer said this in his non-spoiler review. And it was Chris Stuckman, who does all these really good reviews, said this. And Jeremy Johns said it too. Batman shoots people in this movie.
What?
Apparently, he has Gatling guns on the Batwing and the Batmobile, and apparently it is undeniable that he shoots people in this movie. So
wait. Shoots criminals? Or
I'm assuming that's who they the way they said it. This is what Jeremy Johns said. I'm going to kind of paraphrase. He was like, "Oh yeah, and Batman shoots people. Like they're dead. He's killed them. They're dead." Like he kept saying that. And then Chris Stuckman said, "Yeah, Batman kills people. Like he shoots people in this movie." And then I don't remember which one it was, but they specifically said, and not only in the dream sequence, but in the reality of the movie, it is undeniable that it looks like he's killed people. And they don't give you a reason for it. And at that point, I just said, I was kind of, it was weird. I was almost happy because I was like, of course. What else would have happened in this movie? Like, what wouldn't they have done? Of course Batman shoots people in this movie. Of course they're probably criminals that he's shooting. Of course that they, that there's more destruction in this movie. Of course Doomsday was bad. And they said that Jesse Eisenberg wasn't that good as Lex Luthor. Every review I've seen pretty much has said that.
Well, there's one question you didn't bring up.
What's that?
Or answer. How is Henry Cavill Superman? How is his
they said he was fine. They said he was great as Superman. They said that there was one reviewer, Schmoes Know, who I love. They're connected with Collider. And Collider gave it a horrible review. One of the guys on there was one of the worst reviews I've seen. I was shocked. But the Schmoes Know, they said that you can't take your kids to see this movie because it's so dark. They said that there's nothing. They actually said that kids might actually get bored at this movie at points. And I was like, nobody should be bored during Batman versus Superman. Nobody.
You're going to go on a pee break? If you could go on a pee break,
They said that the movie's 20 minutes too long. They said that it easily could have been 20 minutes less because there were things. They said that there was an event that happens at the beginning of the movie that literally did not need to happen. They just put it in there to make people question whether Superman is necessary or not. And they said that you easily could have removed that event and said and had that same question with the destruction from Man of Steel. And I, at this point, just don't care anymore. Honestly,
Wow.
literally, I'm gonna be honest with you, and this may make me look bad about things I've said about the movie, but this is how I honestly feel. There was a part of me that was hoping that I was wrong, that my friends are gonna come to me, that you were gonna come to me, everybody who I know is gonna come to me and say, "Chris, you gotta go see it. You gotta go see this movie. It's gonna be great." But that is not gonna happen now. That's not going to happen now. What I heard from this movie about Batman alone is enough for me to say, pardon my language, fuck this movie. Keep your DC universe. I'll go see the other ones because I like Suicide Squad the way that's looking. But you can take this movie and you can put it in the vault. I don't care.
Oh my God. I want to say, like, when something new comes out, exciting, it's like something to do,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, after working all day, it's like, it's very rare for me to go to a movie right after work.
Mm-hmm.
I actually did it for freaking Transformers,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like dead tired, and I went to see it. And I said, I'll never do it, probably not, but I was pondering, honestly, if I got home early enough, maybe I'm going to go see it tomorrow, Now, the theater by me is playing at 6 o'clock and 6:40,
Mm-hmm.
which is absolutely awful because by the time I get home,
Yeah.
even if I got home a little early, it's when we get home, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. So, like, I was like, I guess I'll wait another day. So then we got the times for Friday. And I hate 3D, by the way. I don't know how you feel about 3D.
I just think it's unnecessary. I never see it. I'm always sitting there like, where is it? What am I looking at? Like,
well, of all movies to see 3D, I will definitely not see this movie because if I'm like thinking it's gonna suck or whatever, I don't even think I'm gonna see anything in 3D anymore. But so there's only 2 shows by my house. 2 shows. One is at like early, and then the other one's at like 10:30 at night. And I'm like, oh, what the hell, So more than likely, I'm probably going to see it if it's not Saturday, then Sunday. And I might even go to a different theater because I'm not going to wait all day to see. I want to get it done. So you got an 11 o'clock show. So, all right, I'll take an extra bus, I guess. I mean, but again, like, could we spend this money to go see a movie like that? So, I'm going to see it no matter what this week. I don't care what the weather is, whatever. But from all these different things, I was even hoping myself. I'm like, we're talking about it. I'm like, but please, I wanted to be wrong too, because again, at the end of the day, this will affect the industry. This will affect the comic book industry, it will affect the movie industry, comic book wise, because if this is the effing movie that starts the shit, like, that fails, is a friggin' DC shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Well, let me just say this to give you kind of a perspective, and I'm going to run into some spoilers for the reviews here. So if you guys like Jeremy Jahns or Chris Stuckman or Schmoes Know, Collider, I'm going to spoil the ending of these right now. So kind of skip the video. Chris Stuckman gave it a C+, which, okay, that's okay, fine. Jeremy Jahns is a weird reviewing thing, but he gave it like it would be better if he was drunk and watching it.
Okay.
One of the written review on Collider gave it a D. And and the Schmoes Know guy, I can't remember, one of them gave it a 2.8 out of 5.
Oh my God.
So and the other guy's review on there wasn't much better either. I have to admit, I think that the reviews are going to get much better when people, like when the audience gets to go see it. But I'm telling you right now, I would not be surprised if the executives at Warner Brothers are looking at this and going, "Oh no."
Oh yeah.
Like, "Oh no."
Oh yeah.
Because let me tell you, this movie could do well financially, but if it doesn't do well critically, that hurts it as well. I don't care what anybody says. There have been movies that have been stopped because of the critical mess that they get.
Right.
And at this point, I think what they're saying is probably what a lot of people are going to be saying. I think, again, casual fans are probably going to love this movie.
Right.
But I think that, let me tell you something. If what those two reviewers say is true, and I trust both of them, if Batman is actually shooting people in this movie, like inadvertently or on purpose, you've pissed off the entire Batman fan base.
Oh, absolutely.
And that kills your universe. I don't care what anybody says. You piss off the Batman's fans, your DC universe has just collapsed in on itself.
Because that Batman is the only thing that made it money for a while. So you won't even have a Ben Affleck Batman movie. They won't. They will throw that out.
They said he's the saving grace in this movie. Ben Affleck. They said that he's so good in this movie that he's a reason to go see it, but everything else around him almost just like falls apart.
Oh, God. I'm going to say this, okay? To me, because people try to make fun of me with the box office, because I watch it a little too much.
Mm-hmm.
But I think from observing and different things with the box office and the numbers, like as much as I am a nut with it, to me, all this talk about what it's going to make opening weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean an effing thing, because the moment that comes out the first week and everybody talks to everybody, word of mouth will destroy this movie.
I see. Way back when I was saying, nah, it's not. I think it's possible now.
We've seen it in history that the movie comes out, people says it sucks, and it drops like 50 to 75 percentage points the following week, where from number 1 it goes to number 6 or 7, and then done. So here's the thing: when you're talking about box office, it isn't just about being number 1, okay? Because My Big Fat Greek Wedding was like number 2 for like months and was a blockbuster, okay? And it's the first time in history something like that did that, where it never made it to number 1, but it was always number 2, right?
Right.
So it doesn't matter if this is number 1. Yeah, you want to be number 1, but it's all about staying power.
Right.
People are like, oh, Star Wars is done, right? No, it's not. I mean, Star Wars has staying power. It's still in the damn theaters. It's freaking March 23rd. The thing came out in December, and it's still there. Okay? Staying power. And even in a week, it makes like $1 million or $2 million or whatever. Still. Deadpool makes money. Still. Okay, what's up, Scott? How are you? We're in the Everything Show. How are you?
Okay, doing good. I was just catching the latest Flash.
Okay, so this movie, Batman versus Superman, has to have staying power.
Yeah.
Regardless of what it does in the first weekend, if those people badmouth it, like, because they've seen it, and it drops a huge, it's over. It is over. Now, it has to make $800 million to be like that.
Yeah, at least level.
To be a little bit above embarrassment, okay?
Yeah.
It actually really has to do $1 billion, basically. It has to do $1 billion, in my mind, not a penny more. Not a penny less. $1 billion or up, right? And even if it did $1 billion, people are going to be ripping it like, oh, it didn't do Avengers. But anyway,
what they're going to do first is, well, Ben Affleck looks stupid with the little bat ears. It should be bigger, or they should have had him say
what
the whole little "Do you bleed?" When he first saw him, instead of waiting until after he takes off.
Well, hold on though, because I was talking to Joe about this just now. That's probably going to be the last thing people are complaining about with this Batman.
True.
Because no, this is why. I've watched a pretty good amount of reviewers today that I trust. They've pretty much never been wrong, and I agree with them. I only watch reviewers that I agree with. Every now and then I'll go off to see one that maybe I have a different opinion with to get a different perspective. But everybody I've watched has given a negative opinion, and 2 of them have stated, and this isn't really a spoiler because it doesn't shatter the movie, so by telling you it won't hurt it. But apparently Batman shoots people in this movie.
Oh.
And not with like a handgun or anything, but like with the guns on his ships and on his Batwing and on the Batmobile. Apparently he shoots people. Maybe indirectly, but people still get shot, and they're not rubber bullets. There's no explanation why either. So I was saying that's not a good thing to do to your Batman fans.
Mm-mm.
I don't know. I don't know. You know, honestly, they're also saying that Doomsday was probably the worst thing in the movie. They literally said if you saw the trailer, you saw how he enters the movie. They just said the scene's like a minute longer.
Come on.
But that's how he enters the movie.
Doomsday should have been saved for when they actually had a Justice League movie.
Thank you.
Because at this present time, it should have been. They should have set it up with a Batman, a Joker, Lex Luthor type of thing. Whether the Joker is in the background and you find out later, like in a Easter egg at the end. But I have always said this when they first showed the pictures of Batman, of Ben Affleck as Batman, and the Batmobile. If you look at the rear wheel, you see Joker's face on that rear wheel.
Oh, wow. I don't know that.
Yeah, I noticed that the second time I saw that, I thought, because the first time I thought, oh, okay, maybe it's just the way they've got it, the way they got the picture. When I looked back again, I said, that's Joker's face in that rear wheel.
Mm.
I mean, I remember somebody who worked on the movie said that the only reason they put Doomsday in the movie was they needed a villain that Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman could fight. And right there, I was like, okay, 1, Wonder Woman doesn't need to be in this movie.
No.
And apparently she's not in this movie for very long. Okay. 2, there are other villains out there that you could work in there that Batman and Superman can fight and still have a hard time with. Me, I was saying, hey, what about Metallo?
Yeah.
Metallo uses kryptonite. Superman's weak kryptonite, and obviously Batman's not going to melee Metallo. Okay? So this is what you do. Lex Luthor, right? He gets hold of Kryptonian technology. Robotics expert, right? Builds Metallo. Gives him kryptonite. Batman and Superman are fighting. They do their thing. One of them wins, one of them loses. Neither one of them wins, whatever. Metallo shows up with kryptonite. Superman's like, uh-oh. And early in the movie, maybe you show Batman fighting Superman with kryptonite, okay? So we get it. We get the idea, right? Batman and Superman have to fight Metallo as a close-range, long-range thing. Batman can get in close because he's quick.
Yeah. And
Superman has to fight him from a range to avoid the kryptonite. They're working together, and through working together, they realize, hey, we're not so different after all. They beat Metallo. Lex gets away because, hey, I didn't do it. I don't know why you think I did it.
Yeah.
Lex gets away with it. At the end of the movie, Wonder Woman shows up and says, there's more out there like you. There's your Batman versus Superman.
Boom.
Not going to do that, obviously, though.
But no, instead we have to go, well, you know what we could do? We could put everything in the movie.
Yeah.
Everything.
Let's kill it. And let's kill it right up from the get-go. And I think that's pretty much what, it's almost as though what they're doing is we really don't, this is not the movie we really wanted. So this way, if it fails, we can blame Cavill, we can blame Affleck, but in reality, we're to blame, so that way we can reboot everything, maybe after the Justice League movie, before the Justice League movie, but this way we can make Cavill and Affleck look like the true blames for the bomb of the movie.
I'm telling you right now, you know what they're going to do? And I think that they need to do this. They're going to get Snyder off of Justice League. They're going to say, absolutely not, we're getting another director. Now, I don't know if he was in line to direct it. I don't know if he wants to direct it, but At this point, if I'm an executive at Warner Brothers and I'm looking at this stuff, I'm saying maybe we need to get another director. And you know who that director could probably be?
Christopher Nolan.
No.
Tim Burton.
No, Ben Affleck.
Well, that's true.
Put him in there.
Well, because they said, wasn't there word about him doing, probably producing or directing the latest Batman anyway?
Yeah, and I think that's one of the reasons why he was cast as the part 2, because they knew they'd get really good acting talent, along with a really good writer / director / producer, whatever. And I think maybe they're grooming him to do this other movie. The thing that makes me wonder is, will he be able to do that and star in it as Batman, Bruce Wayne, at the same time? I think he can.
Yeah.
But, you know.
He did a great job in I believe it was The Town or whatever it was called.
Oh, Argo, too.
Argo, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he starred in that, too. So, like, right there, yeah. And Argo was great. I thought Argo was fantastic.
I didn't see that. I like that movie that he was in with Justin Timberlake, the gambling, the betting thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was good in that, too.
Yeah, he was good in that. So, honestly, what do you think it's going to make? Like $350 million, like they say, in opening weekend?
Yeah, around there, yeah.
And then it goes to, like, number 7, and it makes, like, $10 million, and that's it.
I think that once people go and see this movie, and if the word of mouth is good, like if people just like it, if it's just one of these movies that critics hate it, people like it,
yeah,
hey, good, you know, there you go, there, you're gonna make your money. But if it's the same thing that the critics are saying or similar to that, this movie is in trouble.
All right, so let's guess now. Hypothetically speaking, this reality, like we were doing before, this movie fails. This movie fails, does not cross 550 million, totally worldwide, done in 3 weeks. You're the DC executives, each of you, shareholders, whatever, got to make a decision about the whole entire DC cinematic universe. You can't do anything with Suicide Squad. Can't do anything with Suicide Squad because it's already set. Okay? Yeah. Can't do anything with Wonder Woman because it's set. And I think Aquaman's being filmed now.
Aquaman's close, I think. Yeah.
It's not being filmed. All right. So now.
I don't know if it's being filmed.
Okay. So you have the power to stop Aquaman too. So what decisions do you make now, based on that this was a complete failure?
The only one you can make, you get Zack Snyder out of there.
Yeah.
You can't reboot the whole universe. You can't do it. If you try that, people will look at you and go, nope.
They're going to be saying, see, you're doing exactly what Marvel did with Fantastic Four and Spider-Man. They can't get their stuff together. So they're going to constantly reboot to try to fix it.
But you can't do a Justice League without Batman or Superman.
No, they will. They'll just use what they have from this movie, and they'll try to make it better with a new director.
And what they'll probably do, what they could possibly do in a Justice League movie, is show, like, here's some cutscenes which you didn't see actually happen, and still keep Affleck and Cavill. They'll improve on the bat suit, definitely by the time Batman comes in, but they'll improve on the bat suit. But they're going to have to. They're either going to have Affleck as primary or an assistant director in order for Justice League to survive. But they got to get Snyder out of there because.
So you're saying go ahead as planned.
Yeah.
With every movie they have.
No, well, I wouldn't say every movie. I'd probably hold off on Aquaman because I'm just not that fan of an Aquaman. He's good as a secondary character.
What about the Flash? What about Green Lantern?
Flash and Green Lantern, sure. Keep your Flash and Green Lantern.
Well, here's the thing, right? He came out, didn't he kind of bash like Grant Gustin a little bit, like it's too.
He didn't bash him, but he just said that the tone of that Flash wouldn't work with the tone of the movie. And I agree with that.
It's called dark.
Yeah, I agree with that, and that's the problem. These movies are so dark that it's not, I was wrong. It's not just going to be Batman and Superman that are dark. It's going to be every hero is going to be dark.
They're trying to do like Dark Knight, but darker.
Basically.
That's
They're
ridiculous.
trying to do a reverse Avengers, where Avengers, look, see, Marvel's doing all these bright colored, here we are, we're the good guys, and DC is going the right. See, our heroes have got a little bit of darker tone.
Right.
Well, Superman, I can understand Superman having a dark tone in his first movie, but by this movie, he needs to be a lot brighter and who people want to look up to, which means a lighter suit, like Christopher Reeve and all that.
See me, the way I feel about this, if they screwed this up, and if I was in charge, I would not want to go ahead with a DC Cinematic Universe based on flawed characters.
Well, here's the thing about that.
You're throwing money out, and what if they don't bite to see the movie? What if
you can't reboot. You can't reboot a whole universe based on flawed characters.
So then you don't do the universe. What you do is
that's not
forget
an option
about.
either.
So you know what? Because in this movie they have to do Justice League.
They have to go full speed ahead.
So then you know what? You scrap everything, and you just do a Justice League one movie, and then that's it.
I don't necessarily see that working either.
But what if? Let me ask you a question. What if people just are so angry with this movie that they destroy the Justice League box office, where that's another failure? Could Warner Brothers take that chance? I mean, they basically spent more money to make this movie than any movie they made in history, right?
Yeah. They're going to have to put their faith in Affleck.
That's it.
That's all they're going to have to do. Like I said,
whoever's the new director. Yeah.
Look at Allegiant. Allegiant was #1, but it didn't do what they expected it. They're destroying the budget for the final movie. It's gonna make a massacre of the whole ending because they're gonna cut the budget in half.
Well, I think that I agree with that. I think they'll cut the budget, but what this is what I'm saying. We've got Man of Steel, right? We've got Batman versus Superman. Wonder Woman's basically done. Okay, Aquaman's going full speed ahead. Suicide Squad is done. They've got Suicide Squad 2 ready to go. They're too deep into it. There's no way that they could come out and say, we got to pull the plug on this.
Neat.
They can't do it.
Did you see it, Billy?
See what?
Batman vs. Superman?
No.
Okay.
Why, are we
Billy,
talking spoilers?
No. What we're talking about, Billy, is that what if this movie fails? Because all the stuff that's coming out, that everybody's saying negative stuff about it. So while the first week could be a blockbuster rating, like record, the second week could drop to like nothingness. So if you're a DC executive, Billy, and you decide the whole fate of the DC Cinematic Universe, and this movie fails, what do you do, Billy, the DC executive, Warner Brothers guy? What do you do?
I sell everything to Disney.
No, honestly, what movies do you cancel? Do you reboot stuff? Or he's gone away? All right. So that's the question, people. What do you do? What do you do?
Aquaman, like I said, probably put that on a back burner till you get the Justice League out. And if you've got the Flash and Green Lantern already set up, at least get your base stuff down, and then that way your base story written down. That way, if it bombs over here, if Batman v Superman bombs, you at least got your script set up, and you can quickly rewrite it, and no harm, no foul.
I think they leave
already pretty much. Since you haven't really gone into filming it yet, you can quickly go, okay, this didn't work over here in BB. this didn't work in BV. Okay, we can do this.
I think they just leave. You know, they leave Justice League in the hands of another director. I think that's the only thing they can do, because at this point, Zack Snyder's done Man of Steel, which got the 50-50 split, which was not what they wanted, and now by all intents and purposes, it looks like this movie is going to get the 50-50 split, possibly. You don't want that. And for a movie of this size, you don't want a 50-50 split with people.
No.
It's not what you're looking for. And so I think that what's the similarity there? It's Zack Snyder. So get Zack Snyder off of the DC movies.
He
and
proved
get somebody else.
He proved himself in the Man of Steel. He's proven how dark he wants to be in Batman v Superman, and I agree. Get him off. Bring Affleck. Bring a secondary guy, so that way if Affleck needs to do scenes or can go do other stuff, they can.
I have a suggestion.
Each other
I have a suggestion. Take him off DC and make him in charge of Terminator.
That's not a bad idea, though.
Yeah, if he wants dark stuff, give him Terminator.
Give him Terminator, give him Aliens.
Yeah.
I would make whoever's in charge of and writes the Flash TV show in charge of things, because they're really good. I think the Flash writing is fantastic for the most part.
Billy, what would you do if you had a head DC guy in Batman vs Superman fails? What do you do? What do you do? What do you cancel? What do you make? Do you reboot? What do you do? You're the man. What do you do?
I mean, I don't know.
You're in charge of everything. What do you do? It failed. You spent over $600 million to make this movie. It made $550. What do you do? You cancel Justice League 1 and 2? Do you cancel this? Do you cancel the budget? Do you cut it in half?
I feel like I'd focus on a Batman movie before I did Justice League. Like, just Batman.
So scrap Justice League, but they can't, because isn't there something in this movie that directly has to go right to Justice League or no?
Apparently the second half of the movie is. I heard the first half of the movie is like pretty good, but then the second half is like Justice League's coming, and it's like all messy.
But there's all these movies like prequels,
poorly edited.
like Wonder Woman and Aquaman and all that stuff is like prequels, and then we just go right back to Justice League from. Is that what's supposed to happen?
Yeah, I don't know.
We get Justice League, and then we get Wonder Woman first, right? And then we get Justice League, and anybody who didn't have a movie before Justice.
You're breaking up now,
before
Chris.
Justice League.
You're breaking up. You're breaking up.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Chris is
Okay.
$6 million.
I think what we're supposed to be getting is anybody who didn't move before Justice League gets a move afterwards. It shows what happened, I guess, right before the Justice League or directly after. So, who knows?
Who knows? Only the shadows know.
Right.
Or give him the next Cloverfield. But no, get Snyder off this. And
I could see Zack Snyder's Alien, Zack Snyder's Terminator.
Yeah, and get Superman back into the brightness and have, because that was the whole point. Is Batman was supposed to be the dark character, Superman was supposed to be the light, but he's got him set up to where, oh, I'm pissed. Oh, I'm more pissed.
It's so dark you can't even see.
Yeah.
Nobody's light character or anything.
James.
All
right, James.
Hello.
James, you are the DC Warner Brothers executive.
Yes.
This is your scenario. You ready?
Okay.
Your scenario is as follows. Batman vs. Superman bombs, and you have to make a decision. This movie was over $600 million budget. It made $550. You're in charge of the whole future of the DC movies. What do you do? Do you reboot the whole thing? Do you cancel movies? What do you do?
Oh, so it cost 600 something, but made 5 something.
Yeah.
It's a massive loss.
No, this is
just a scenario. Just a
Okay.
scenario.
I would do this right here. Since they're going to re-release it on DVD and make it R-rated, I'll just wait for the DVD sales, the Blu-ray sales. and make my money back that way. And if it does better on the back end, then we're gonna have a DC extended universe. If it fails, a reboot.
Didn't Zack Snyder say the R-rated cut is supposed to be like half an hour longer?
Yeah.
Yes.
God.
Yes, it's like 3 hours, the movie. Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh my God. It's too long.
I'm trying not to hear no spoilers or anything, so it get released Friday here.
Yeah, it's
Tomorrow
supposed to
is
get released
like
Thursday.
midnight viewing.
I don't know if probably Thursday night. And I'm going to have to wait till Monday to go see it because I closed this.
I'm absolutely seeing it on the weekend. Abso-friggin-lutely.
I've been waiting for DC Superman versus Batman or Batman v Superman for a long time.
BVS, yeah. So long as BVS is
Long as it don't.
yeah.
It can't be no worse than Fantastic Four. Man,
Oh.
ain't even in the same category.
What I'm fearing is this is going to be DC's Fantastic Four.
Oh God, no way.
I doubt that. I doubt that.
I mean, it may be, but there's no way it could be that bad.
Nope.
There's no.
Ain't
Let me tell you,
no
there's
on earth.
no way. And I'm a Marvel fan. There's no way it could be that bad.
Exactly.
There's no way it could be that bad. It even had one eye closed, and he was just like sick filming of the whole movie. No way.
And think about it now. It got DC's Trinity in it. You got Superman. You got Wonder Woman. You got Batman. You got cameo appearances by Aquaman. You got cameo appearances maybe by the Flash in the Nightmare Batman Dream.
Hello.
Right.
Here's the scenario.
Right. Here's the scenario. All right.
Go
This
on.
is the Everything Show, and we're talking about the nightmare scenario. What if Batman versus Superman bombs, right? So now you are the executive of Warner Brothers' future for the DC Cinematic Universe. Knowing that this movie, your movie, bombs, okay, what decisions do you make as the executive? Do you reboot everything? What movies do you cancel? What movies do you put in their place? What do you do?
Well, I would suggest to myself that I wouldn't make any more Batman vs Superman movies until I got some kind of idea where it went wrong. Then if it went wrong, then I'd say to them, right, do you think it's the actors you used? And use different actors?
Well, we're not going to have a Batman vs Superman 2 or 3. That's done. It's just
I know.
one movie. But I'm saying, do you cancel Justice League? What do you do?
I'd cancel. I wouldn't cancel Justice League. I'd let that plan out and see how that turned. If that turned the tide. If not, then I wouldn't. Then I'd pull out Suicide Squad.
So you would take a risk and do a big budget Justice League.
Yeah, I'd take a risk and see if that was to turn around the tide. See if that turning around. If that didn't do anything, then I'd pull Suicide Squad.
I'd be looking at my wallet and saying, "There's no way I'm committing to this Justice League $600 million movie. No way."
Nope. Like I suggested, wait for the DVD and Blu-ray sales. Probably have to get your money on the back end, and if that's successful, because people are fickle at movies nowadays.
Yeah, they are.
Hmm.
And this just proves my point. So long as movie makers make a good movie and allow the public to make it a great movie, it will be a success. The fact
Exactly.
that he's proven himself with Man of Steel that he can't do a good justice to the superhero characters. Kick him out. Bring in Affleck. Keep the Justice League. Keep the one Justice League movie, and have Affleck take care of that. Scrap your Aquaman for right now because nobody's really wanting to see that. But keep your other two. But keep your Flash and your Green Lantern because people would really love to see those two anyway.
Oh no!
Keep your Wonder Woman. Keep your Wonder Woman, of course.
Yeah.
But then wait and see how Justice League does under Affleck, and if Affleck does a better job, keep him, and then you can have then wait let's say 2 years, 3 years later, do your second Justice League where they're meeting someone more worthy than what they did in BVS.
Well,
Okay, I
you
got
got Darkseid.
I'd hold Darkseid till maybe the third, but have probably Brainiac or Metallo as.
All right, I got a new scenario. Thing fails. They make a decision, right? Each of you are executive. You have choices. Do you do a time jump so you could show that Superman had established himself as a hero for 5 years? Okay? You do a time jump for the whole entire cinematic universe. Okay? Do you now your first movie, Suicide Squad comes out, Wonder Woman comes out, Aquaman, nothing else, right? So now you're giving a choice. Do you do a time jump Man of Steel movie sequel? Just Man of Steel. Nobody appears in it, villains. Okay? Or do you do a Batman prequel? Not necessarily a Batman time jump. I'm talking a Batman prequel where you're just seeing him before the events of Batman, before he retires, fighting the Joker or whatever.
Kind of like Batman Year One or something like that.
No.
Okay.
No. I'm talking about.
Before everything happened in Superman.
No. He's basically Batman for what? 15 years or 10 years? What is it?
15.
Okay.
Okay, I'm talking about a prequel as in before he retires, maybe his last 3 years or something, or what, at any point in time from year 1 to year 10 or whatever, just start popping out Batman movies where like he fights the Riddler for the first time, or the Joker, or different, just to get people's taste out of the way of the Batman versus Superman, so we can get people to like the DC Cinematic Universe again. They're focused on just Batman now. Forget about all these heroes. His movie, only him, his villain, and you just make everybody forget slowly.
Well, he need to do 2 Batman movies then. He need to do Batman, The Killing Joke, and Hutt.
Well, then you know what you do? You do a Lord of the Rings deal. They already signed Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
You say, we're going to give you 3 Batman movies, and you're going to put a Batman movie out every friggin' year, but the caliber is going to be high with the best scripts. Every year a Batman movie.
Every year, do it every 2 years. That way, the first one has time enough to die down, and people.
Nah, you don't need a whole year for it to. You don't need 2 years.
You know 2 movies I want to see? I want to see Static Shock and Batman Beyond.
Wait.
If they make it.
Oh, they could use Affleck for Batman Beyond. There's one of your.
That's too soon, though.
Okay.
You didn't even establish
Let's
him as
stick
Batman.
with the question that you just asked.
Okay.
Let's stick with that. Yeah.
All right, so Chris, what do you do?
I put
It's
out
either Man of Steel sequel, which is time jump, or Batman prequel.
1 Batman prequel. 1. If you start doing more than that, now you're backtracking. So I would say 1 Batman prequel, and then maybe after that you go into the Justice League, because I can't see them thinking about what they're thinking realistically, or what I perceive them to be thinking realistically. If Batman vs Superman doesn't do well enough, which by these preliminary reviews, it's not on great ice right now. If it doesn't do as well as they want, I think they get Affleck to do a Batman film. It's a prequel. And then you go into Justice League that has a little bit of a time jump. So that we can, and we kind of make Superman the unofficial main character of Justice League. And then that's how you kind of build Superman up there. Because I really, really think that we need another director to get this dark cloud that all these movies seem to be in away. and I don't think you can have that, because if they're really thinking about doing Darkseid for the Justice League movie, if that's what they're doing, how no pun intended, how much darker can this possibly get? Are they going to start killing characters off?
If they're going to go that dark.
Right. Are they going to kill Superman? Are they going to kill Batman? Are they going to kill Wonder Woman? What are they going to do? How much darker could this get? So I would say
Superman Doomsday.
Right. I'd say one Batman prequel, time jump in the Justice League movie.
But Batman pretty dark as it is, though. Well, it's
Yeah, I mean that's okay though. Yeah.
Yeah, Batman's supposed to be our dark, pardon the pun, our Dark Knight, our dark character. Superman was supposed to be the
light,
the light of everybody, where everybody looks up and go, oh, there's Superman. There's our light in the sky, not our eclipse.
He's supposed to be the ray of hope when there's no hope left in the DC universe. He's the one character that you look at and be like, it's gonna be okay. But in these movies, I think they look at him and they go, uh-oh, he's back, like, you know.
He's back and he's pissed.
Yeah.
All because he had to fight his own people to save the planet Earth. He chose Earth over Krypton. And y'all need to think about that.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he has to be pissed when he does it, though.
Yeah.
Well, James, it's like this, right? Your home planet's destroyed, right?
Yes.
But who follows you to Earth? The assholes. Okay? So you never hung out with these assholes. You didn't like these assholes. You heard about these assholes. So what do? You fight the assholes. So it's not like a big choice where it's like, well, you know, I just like my neighbor and stuff.
Here's a
I just love how they judge Superman, like all the so-called rest of the heroes that didn't even lift a finger to help the man out in a fight, but they want to come judge him after all this doesn't happen. What the hell was they at doing all this? What was Batman at?
That's the universal question.
That's what I want to know.
Yeah, what were they at?
I would explain that, actually. I would say something happened, that they were all different places.
No, they were scared they were going to get their ass kicked by Kryptonians. That was what it was.
I mean, if Batman's in a desert or something, right, like in this movie or whatever.
It's a dream sequence.
Oh, that's a dream sequence.
And that's not even a spoiler. Zack Snyder came out and he was like, hey, guys, dream sequence. And I was like, what are you doing, man? Like, what are you doing?
Thanks, Guy. Thanks.
Pretty much, and one guy said he took all the Batman v Superman trailers, put them all together, and you're pretty much watching 11 minutes of a movie as it is.
I'm telling you, I'm watching Supergirl and the thing advertised each commercial break 3 times each.
Yeah.
3 times. Buy Bruce Wayne's car, buy Batman's car, travel with this airlines.
And Bruce Wayne got the old James Bond car, don't he?
No, apparently that dream sequence takes up a big chunk of the movie.
Again, thank you, Zack Snyder, for telling that to us.
Thanks.
And you know what really pissed me off was that toy commercial that I told you guys about, where they tried to make Superman the bad guy.
Oh yeah.
And I was sitting there like,
this is what you gotta see right here.
And then they were like, Batman fires kryptonite missiles, but that can't stop Superman. I was like, yeah, actually, it probably could, but you know. Unless he missed, but you know that's possible.
You know what I would do? I would like freak everybody out, right? They're fighting like Doomsday. I guess they defeat Doomsday. Then you see a portal open up. You see Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yes.
Oh shit! It's like what? And then you like see like Captain America
do a movie.
He grabs Superman. You're coming to Marvel now.
Let me tell you something. When I was like back in the day when they had Marvel vs. DC, I couldn't believe it. I bought everything. I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Titans.
I was like, and you know, before that happened, right? They did these little things in the comic that you had to pay attention. They had in the Spider-Man comic.
Yep.
They had Clark Kent and Lois Lane.
Yeah.
And the
Daily Bugle.
I couldn't even believe it, right? And I'm like, oh, shit, something's gonna happen. They had something in Thor. There's something, whatever. And then when this thing happens, I think in the Spider-Man comic, or something happened, the Joker showed up. I'm like, holy shit, this is great. This was after they had the thing,
Yeah,
and it was great.
Doesn't Wonder Woman like pick up Thor's hammer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Superman can pick up Thor's hammer. It's anybody that deemed worthy.
Wow.
You can imagine if Deadpool was in between Batman and Superman right now, he'll be like, what the fuck are you two doing? You're the two greatest characters in the DC universe.
What do they call that? Where people voted for their favorite Marvel DC character to win a fight?
Well, Marvel won.
Yeah, it was like Acclimate or something like that.
Oh, amalgamation or
Yeah, Amalgamation.
Right. There was a character that was from both universes. Like he was able to travel back and forth.
Yeah. That
It was a shared. It was no one character. I think he had a shared rights. DC Marvel shared the rights to this one character.
Wasn't there a thing where the
They
universes
merged.
like
They
merged?
merged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Batman merged with Wolverine or
Yeah,
something.
amalgamation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember reading that in middle school. Holy crap.
That was cool.
Because you had like Wolverine bonded with Batman.
That was
Yeah.
cool stuff.
Yeah. Then Captain America bonded
I
with
thought all that. I went crazy. That was when everything was like gimmicky.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my god.
They do Thanos versus Darkseid.
They're pretty much the same character, pretty much.
Yeah, I don't remember about that, but I remember having the book where like, who was talking to Superman? They're like something like, yeah, you know who killed your planet? It's Galactus. I was like, what? And like the book was like this big, and then it's like Fantastic Four got into it, and I'm like, oh my god! And then he gave his cape to like Franklin Richards. I was like, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
They were
and
trying
I
to
think,
say that one of the universes had both of them in it. Like in other words, it was a universe that existed with both universes together, just regularly. I don't know what Earth that was, but it was.
multiverse.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like each universe had like a giant god, and then the gods fused.
Something.
Like the In-Betweener or something like that.
And like Superboy
But still,
fused with
all right.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Getting back to this topic. Any day.
I got a glimmer of hope. I got a glimmer of hope for Batman v Superman.
Okay.
People been clamoring for this. So
Listen, we don't want, in a way, we don't want it to fail because then it would screw up things for both parties in Marvel and DC. People would start looking at this like, oh, that's it. It started the apocalypse of superhero movies.
Well, Marvel already dropped a bomb on Fantastic Four. They don't need no more.
Well,
bombs.
it was 20th Century Fox.
Yep.
Marvel wanted it back, so kind of, everybody knows it's gonna suck. Even 20th Century Fox, which is like,
When you start changing the core values of how the Fantastic Four is set up, anyway, you got Sue Storm, Johnny Storm. They're brother and sister, blood related. They're not adopted.
No.
One's not black. I mean, man, how the heck? How do they do that? And plus, she didn't even go
That's
to the
called
planet when they got
hands
powers.
on the property.
I mean, that's crazy.
Oh, I see you on a different.
what? What did you say?
I don't know. He cut out.
Is anybody else seeing Two Scots?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not
He's-
ejecting.
He's
I'm
so
not
fast.
ejecting.
Oh my God, he zoomed. He zoomed.
I'm not ejecting one because then we'll get the other one knocked out.
There's a Marvel Scott and a DC Scott.
He told to have two
That's
to
it.
meet Supergirl.
You know what? There was something I wanted to say about. There was a Marvel comic thing that I saw that I need to know. What the hell is Marvel doing?
Oh no.
What the hell is this American kaiju garbage?
Oh god. You know what?
no.
Wait. I'm gonna stop you right there. there.
Okay,
That we need a whole other show
it's true.
Oh Lord.
because I don't want to take away from the Batman versus
It's
Superman
true.
edition of the original show. I'm gonna curse like you wouldn't believe. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop out of this right now. We're gonna take care. Bye for now.